So, what kind of are you getting the same panic calls that I'm getting panic emails about everybody concerned about what to do and how to do it and where to do it? And there's an awful lot of people that don't, obviously, they claim they listen to the show, but they may hear it, but they're not paying attention because there's an awful lot of people that are putting all their money in gold. I got an email from somebody. Now, mind you, I got an email after they had already done it. They said, we took all our money out. We put all our IRA in gold. What do you think? Is that okay? Well, first of all, you already did it. So it's irrelevant what I think. I didn't answer the email, but if they're listening, it's kind of irrelevant what you did. Of course, I don't agree, and I wouldn't have said that, but it doesn't matter. It's too late because it cost you a ton of money to go in, and there's no sense of spending a ton of money to get out at this point. But, people think, and I know I say this all the time because it's the best analogy that I can think of that everybody can understand, that when this all comes crashing down, they're going to use their gold to buy their groceries, to get their gasoline. They're going to, just slice whatever it is. I guess all the gas stations have little scales, and they can, throw a little gold on there. They think that's what it's going to be like. They think somehow
they'll do it on the black market, right?
yeah, they'll do it on the black market for nothing. And so it's amazing, but they really believe that. The other thing is, people are asking about, well, I don't want to pay my mortgage off because my mortgage is 2%, 2.5%, 3%. It's cheap money. And let me just remind everybody this. Yes, it's cheap money. And in a thriving economy, that's a great thing. But it's not going to give you $800 a month to pay your bills. You still got to pay. It's a cash flow issue. And at some point in time, we've got to start thinking about cash flow. And I don't think there's a better time when we start thinking about cash flow. The days of you're doing it for a tax deduction, you really care about a tax deduction? I'd rather eat and put gasoline in my car. So, but they're worried about a tax deduction. And, I know, well, my financial advisor says it's foolish. Of course he did, or she did, because that's money you could be investing with them, not putting, not paying off your mortgage. I mean, I'm not trying to sound cynical, but, I'm just asking people to think logically through what they're doing. And if you're truly worried, why wouldn't you worry about how much cash you have? Well, the dollar's going to be, it's not going to be worth anything. Okay, so then what is going to be worth something? So maybe you should put your money in what you think is going to be worth something then, because you're going to still need to buy groceries, and you may not have a job, and you're still going to need to buy groceries. So, they're just not able to think logically. They're clouded by conspiracy theories and all kinds of other sales gimmicks or whatever you want to call it. And it's really starting to weigh on me a little bit because I feel sorry for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I mean, I'm getting a few calls here and there, but I think most of my people still listen to the show regularly, and they really listen. So, there's a little bit of nervousness out there, and a couple of people have, taken action on it and moved things to something either a lot more conservative or maybe to cash altogether. But, my response to that is it's not the strategy right now. That's not to say that it won't be at some point in time, but it's not the strategy right now. So if you move out, you've got to tell me when to get back in. And that's the biggest problem that you have when you decide to try to time the market, because you may have a little bit of relief when you get out and move to something more conservative. But now, I mean, how many calls do you hear on this show all the time where people said, I got out right before Trump got elected, or because I thought Hillary was going to get in, or I got out right before this last election. And when do I get in? When do I get in? When do I get in? And it's just like, because they've watched the market go higher and higher and higher. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen this time, but it's just when you make a choice to get out, you've got to go somewhere. So where are you going to go? And to all of those people that are, decide not to pay off their mortgage, well, I hope that at least they're putting that money where they could pay off the mortgage in something that has some preservation, so that if things do get really bad, they could just pull that money and go ahead and pay it off and be in that position that you just talked about.
Yeah. And that's what's got to happen. I mean, people have to just think through this a little bit. And, I know everybody's in a panic. We had a record high on the Dow and the S&P yesterday. So I don't know. We've had maybe 35 record highs during the Trump administration. I mean, it is what was missed. And it's not the record highs that you miss. It's the new bottoms that you missed that you could have put in to your portfolio. You could have really shored up your position strong. That's what record highs do over and over and over again when that happens. So look, I think we're headed into some interesting times. I'm going to have a conference call next week, but it's really some interesting times. But we've got to be able to think logically through this. And if we're concerned, then we ought to do some logical things that can help us during times of concern. Hey, remember to click the subscribe button right here on the screen. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when new content is added. And more importantly than anything, you don't want to miss all 3 live hours of Financial Issues every day from 9 to noon. And you can watch it on FISM.tv. That's FISM.tv.